Good morning, friends, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program. Today, we are going to start on with physics, chapter number 6, which is sound. Welcome to science. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about the lesson which is of physics, that is sound. Students, do what I am doing. Just take any of your right or left hand, whichever you are comfortable with. If you are comfortable with left hand, you can take your left hand. Comfortable with right hand, you can take your right hand. Okay. Then do one thing. Put these 4 fingers over here. Put your 4 fingers over here. Okay, and say Om. Okay, you said Om. You can take name of anyone, your mother, your father, but while speaking, try to do it. Once you do it, you will come to know that when you are speaking, you are feeling some kind of sensation or some kind of vibrations. So, how is sound produced and what is actually sound? Sound is a form of energy. Form of energy that is creating some kind of auditory sensation in our ears. So, what is sound first of all? Sound is a form of energy that creates an auditory sensation. In our ears. So it is a form of energy. It is produced by vibrations. What is sound? Form of energy that creates an auditory sensation in our ears and it is produced by vibrations. These are very important points about the introduction, the sound. How can we come to know now that sound is produced by vibrations? Just take an example. You might have seen many people playing guitar, right? When they play guitar, it is just a small string that is creating such beautiful voice, such beautiful sound that we really like to hear. So these vibrations, the guitar is helpful. Next, you might be knowing about the drum. Okay, that doli taro dhol vage, like that. So again, you are vibrating this particular upper layer so that the sound is produced. Then imagine 2 substances are struck, like these 2 markers only. I hope you were able to hear the sound. So whenever any 2 particular surfaces are striking, sound is produced. Then you might be knowing about the tuning fork. Tuning fork, if it is struck and kept in the water, then you can easily see the blast coming up. That is again proving that sound is produced by vibrations. As I talked about you, it is a form of energy that is produced by vibrations and it generates sensation in our ears. This is the very important definition about the sound. First, note down this and then we will move further on how sound is a mechanical wave. Be quick, note it down. It's just 2.5 lines. Be quick. Now next, sound is a mechanical wave. Now what is the meaning of the word mechanical wave? Basically there are two types of wave. Any wave is of two types. Either it is mechanical wave or it is non-mechanical wave. Mechanical waves are those waves which need medium for propagation. Non-mechanical waves are those waves which do not need medium for propagation. So what are mechanical waves? Those waves which need medium for propagation, they are mechanical. Those which do not need medium for propagation, they are non-mechanical. The best example of mechanical wave is the sound wave. Over here, it's light wave. Light can travel from vacuum. Now how can we tell that sound wave is mechanical and light wave is non-mechanical? A very practical example we will take. You all are knowing that in our Dada, that is in sun, very large nuclear reactions are taking place. Because these nuclear reactions are taking place, there is literally explosion like thing inside the sun. Alright, but whatever is happening in the sun, its output is coming only in the form of light. Light is seen but sound is not heard. Light is seen but sound is not heard. Hence you can say that sound is mechanical wave. It needs medium for propagation while light doesn't need medium for propagation. Okay, note down these keywords and then we shall move further on how sound can travel through various mediums, that is solids, liquids and gases, and how it doesn't travel through vacuum. Be quick. Okay, now next sound can travel through solid, liquid and gases. First one is solids. Liquids and gases. How can we come to know that sound is traveling through solid? Do one thing. You can go near the fencing of your house or near the window, this window pane. If this is made up of, if you are having a grill like this, and if this is made up of iron, okay, strike any object at one side, you will be able to hear or you will be able to sense at other side if you are keeping your ear or even your hand. Normal on a bench, Just tap it. What will, if one side you are keeping your hand and on the other side if you are trying to sense it, you will be able to hear the vibrations. Okay? So you can see that sound can travel through solids, liquids. Take a balloon, fill it with water. On one of its side, keep watch. Your normal watch will do. From the other side, listen. You will be able to hear the tick, tick, tick. So what does it say? Sound can travel through liquids. Coming to gas. Ask your mom to speak. You will be able to hear what she is saying without any kind of device. That is because of this fact that sound can travel through gases. So this is about how sound is traveling through solids, liquids and gases. Now we are going to see how sound can travel through vacuum, and that is important part. Sound cannot travel through vacuum. There is a small experiment for it. Take a jar, remove all the air inside it. Keep a bell over here. With the bell, the battery is also charged. Alright. Clear? What you have to do? There is a switch also over here. Okay, turn on the switch. First of all, set the arrangement as shown in figure. Then switch on and hear the sound of bell. Then what you have to do? Remove some air and then again hear the sound of bell. you will observe that the sound is bit less. The amplitude of the sound decreases. Then completely remove the air and create vacuum. It is observed that sound cannot travel, sound cannot be heard. This shows that sound waves are mechanical waves. Okay, so very simple experiment. Also you have done it in class 8, that sound cannot travel through vacuum. This is how the arrangement is kept. Set the arrangement as shown in the figure. In a jar, put the bell, keep the battery, remove the air slowly. First turn on and hear the sound of the bell, then remove the air, then again hear, then totally completely remove the air. You will see that sound is not heard. This shows that sound cannot travel through vacuum. Clear? Note down this. After that we will move further on the types of sound waves, that is the longitudinal and transverse waves. चलो भी क्विक एंड नोट. Now next, the longitudinal and transverse wave. Basically, sound is classified into two types on the ways of which they are moving. One is longitudinal wave and another one is transverse waves. Basically, how is the sound propagating? Sound is propagating with the help of the particles that are present in the medium. Whichever are the particles that are present, they are helping in the movement of the sound. First of all, those particles that are carrying the sound, they are vibrating at their mean position. Vibration means they are constantly moving. You all know that nothing is continuous, so they will propagate with the help of the particles. So sound is of two forms. Either it is longitudinal wave or it is transverse wave, in which with the help of the particles of the medium the sound will travel. First, let us study about the longitudinal wave. Very important point about the longitudinal wave is the particles, sound carrying particles, when they are moving, then they are going in one direction, and that is called as direction of propagation. So if the particles of the medium are in the direction parallel to direction of propagation, are vibrating parallel to direction of propagation, then the wave is called longitudinal wave. Particles of the medium are oscillating in the direction parallel to direction of propagation. Whatever is the direction of propagation, that is the direction of the wave. So particles of the medium, they are moving in the direction parallel to direction of propagation. Then what it is called as longitudinal wave. If the particles of the medium are vibrating in the direction parallel to direction of propagation, then what it is called as longitudinal wave. How is now sound passing through longitudinal wave? That is again a very important point. Here you can see that the particles are very close to each other. Now when the particles are very close to each other, it is called as compression. When the particles are far over here, what it is called as rarefaction. Again over here the particles are a little bit far away, so this is also rarefaction, while this is compression. So how is sound traveling in the form of the longitudinal wave? First all the particles will come together, then they will separate out, again they will come together, again they will separate out, and the particles will move like this. First they'll come beside, then they'll go far, come beside, go far, come beside, go far, and this is how sound travels in the form of longitudinal wave in the direction parallel to the direction of propagation. First, whenever the particles are coming near to each other, when they are coming near to each other, the pressure will increase. So in compression there is more pressure. More is the density. Particles are very close to each other, that is, and more will be the pressure. Rarefaction, less density and less pressure. So more density, more with the pressure, what it is called as compression. Less density, particles are very far away from each other, less pressure, then it is called as rarefaction. This is about the longitudinal wave. Note down only these important points, then we'll move further on transverse wave. Be quick. Now the next form of energy, next form of wave is transverse wave. How is that wave traveling now? When the waves are traveling in the direction perpendicular to direction of propagation, then it is called as transverse waves. Now, how is that actually happening? Suppose this is the direction of propagation and particles are moving like this, perpendicular. That means at 90 degree. So, we can draw it like this. Alright. Now particles can move in one upward direction. Suppose when you are drawing the graph, then this is positive and this is negative. Generally upward you are taking positive and downward negative. Then here the maximum displacement which is possible from this position, that is called as the mean position. From the mean position, the maximum displacement which is possible, it is in the upward direction over here. Then that particular point is called as crest. What it is called as crest. Here, the minimum point, or you can say the maximum displacement of the sound wave from the negative, in the negative direction from its mean position, what it is called as trough. What it is called as trough. So what is crest? From its mean position is called crest. Then trough. In upward direction. In downward direction, then it will be called as trough. Now, light waves are transverse waves. Somewhere sound waves are longitudinal, somewhere they are transverse. When they are longitudinal and where they are transverse, that we'll discuss later. First, about the light waves. Light waves are also called as electromagnetic waves. Now, why are light waves called as electromagnetic waves? Because the light waves, they are moving like this. First, here it is electrical, mechanical. in the form of electricity as well as in the form of magnetism, where it is constantly switching. And in this form, like a transverse waves, it is moving. So light waves are electromagnetic waves, or you can say its movement is like this in the direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So these are also called as transverse waves. Okay, that's all about the transverse wave. Particles are moving in the direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Maximum displacement from its mean position in the upward direction is called as crest, or it is called as trough, the peak point. Light waves are electromagnetic waves and transverse waves. Okay, note it down quick. Quickly note it down. I hope you have noted down this. Then let's move further. Let's look at whatever part we did today right now, lecture at glance. What we discussed today: sound, form of energy, how it goes through, vibrations, then waves, mechanical, non-mechanical. Sound is mechanical, which can travel through solid, liquid and gas, not through vacuum. Non-mechanical is light. Then we discussed about in detail about the longitudinal. We discussed about each of these things. Then longitudinal and transverse wave. Again, it is a form of wave. Compression and rarefaction. Transverse waves, these are the this one is parallel to direction of propagation, perpendicular to direction of propagation. Alright, so I hope you have understood all the content clearly. Thank you so much for listening to me and revise properly. This is the last lesson of physics that we are doing. Thank you so much and have a very good day, all of you. Okay, bye bye.